What's up, everybody? Chris Beck with Sticks It to the Man Percussion. I got a request from one of my students today to do a video on miking a drum set. I am not a tech by any means, but I'm going to run through the equipment that I'm using and show you how I've got it hooked up. So let me grab the camera off the tripod here. We'll walk over to the kit and I'll show you what I got going on. All right. And I just want to say, don't pay attention to the music coming from behind those doors. My wife's teaching a dance class to a bunch of 3-year-olds, so there's some goofy lullaby type music going on over there. All right, so the microphones that I'm using are, the brand is called Digital Reference Model DRST100. These are kind of a mid-range as far as price is concerned. I think I paid about $180 for these. It comes with 7 microphones total. It's got 4 tom mics, a bass drum mic, and 2 condenser mics that I'm currently not using. So I've got them all going to this small board here. This is a Behringer 802. This is a 6-channel board. Really, I should probably have an 8 or 10 channel so that I can use the condenser mics. That's the reason why I'm not using them. So right now, I've got, on the toms, I've got a 10, 12, 13, and then a 16-inch floor tom, so I have each one of the tom mics going to those. Currently, I'm just using a regular vocal mic for my snare drum, and then I've got the bass drum mic, obviously, in the front of the kit. And on this small board here, I've got the 10 in channel 1, the 12 in channel 2, the 13 in channel 3-4, and then the floor tom is on 5-6. The microphone I've got on the snare and my bass drum I've got on its own channel on my main PA board, which I will show you in a second. On this small board here, we've got a main volume here, and then each one of the channels has its own volume so that you can adjust them separately. And then you've got your high, mid, low effects, and then your pan and balance for each one of those channels. Let's see. So in order to use the condenser microphones, I had to learn the hard way that the way that you would have to do that is you would use the preamps, which are these two right up here. And then you would have to have your phantom power turned on because that is what charges the condenser inside the condenser mics. I tried a bunch of times to get those condensers to work, and I'm like, why am I not getting any sound out of these mics? Why are they not working? Well, I Googled it, and come to find out, you have to have the preamps and the phantom power in order for them to work. So if I had a bigger mixer here, I would have one of those probably going to my snare drum. But for now, this is working out, and it has been for several years, probably 10 or more years I've had it set up this way. So on the microphones themselves, there is an XLR hooked up to each one of the mics, and then on the other end is a 1/4-inch plug that goes into each one of the jacks of these 4 channels. And then this cable here, if we go around the front of the kit, this is running, there's the bass drum microphone, but that cable is running along the floor and going to this main mixer here. This is a 1978 PVX XR 1200 12-channel board, which has been in my family for a long time, since it was new as far as I know, and I acquired it a couple of years ago. So I've got that small mixer on the drum kit, running to one channel of this board. I've got the volume mains A and B set to about 40, which is plenty. This thing pushes a ton of power. And then I've got 12 channels here, which I'm using, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 that I'm using just for myself. One for the drum kit, for the toms anyway, 1 for the mic that's going to the snare, and then the bass drum is also going to its own. And then I have a vocal mic that I use, for obviously vocals. And then hooked up to this main board, I've got 2 SP3 PV speakers. There's one there, and then one over in the corner there. And these things push a lot of power. They sound really good. I do play in a band, and we've got all the drum stuff, and then the guys' vocal mics and myself also hooked up to that board. So now what I will say is that if you are not playing in a band where you need a bunch of vocal mics, you don't necessarily need to be running to a full PA system like I am. The small mixer that I've got here will work plenty for your drums, as long as you have enough hookups for your mics, which I would recommend an 8 or 10 channel board, so that you've got enough for all of the microphones that come in a drum mic kit. What I will say is the SP3 speakers that I'm using through my main board will not run off of a small mixer like this. There just isn't enough power to push those big speakers. So you would have to use monitor size speakers or powered speakers to be able to use a board like this, which you would then plug one into each one of these mains here. Or there is a headphone connection as well that you could also use if you just wanted to, play through headphones. But you would have to have powered speakers in order to run through a small board like this. So I'm just going to run through and do a quick little test. I've got the vocal mic here that I've got on my snare drum. If I tap on that, see if you can hear that. Definitely have sound coming from that one. And then the 10-inch tom, definitely have sound there. The 12, 13, and then the floor tom. And then if we go back around to the front, we've got the bass drum mic. And you can definitely hear that there is sound coming through the PA into the speakers from all of those. So, flip back around here. How's it going, everybody? I definitely appreciate you watching. Throw me some comments in the comment section about the system that you're using. Like I said, I'm not a tech, so if you got any ideas of what I could be doing that would maybe be easier or better, definitely don't be afraid to let me know. I always appreciate that kind of stuff. If you got any ideas of songs you want me to cover, some small lessons that I could put up that may help you or someone you know out, I would be more than happy to do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you dig the video, share it. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.